Hey guys, this will be a video breaking down Unit 2, Lesson 2, Intro to C# Programming. If you need help understanding this lesson or figuring out what to do, follow these instructions and you will know exactly what you need to do by the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get started. What I'm going to do, in the message, you can delete all these files here and start from scratch just so we are all starting on the same page. So let me just select all this, delete it very quickly, and cool, everything should have been deleted, including all that. That's fine. I'll close that out for now because I do not need any of this information. Delete. 1 second. Cool. And now we're starting from scratch. If you already have all your files, don't delete it. I'm just doing it just to start from scratch so we are all on the same page. So here's what you want to do. When you are first starting with this project, you're going to click on the assignment Unit 2, Lesson 2, Intro to C# Programming. Click that, click Instructions. In the instructions, you will see the thing says Unit 2 Course Files. Click that button right there, and you will get a page that looks like this. When you're on this page, the most important thing you need to do is click the 3 dots on the top right-hand corner. It'll say More Actions, and then you want to click Open in New Window. Once you've opened the new window, you will now get this download icon, and you will just download this package. Click the download button. It might take a second, but when it does, your Unity files will have downloaded. Your Unity package will have downloaded. From there, you're going to go back to Unity, and I'm going to click here, back to my blank Unity scene. Now I'm going to do File. If I want to import the package, I'm going to go, sorry, not File, I'm going to go to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. And I will click the folder called Unit 2 Course Files and click Open. When you do, it'll give you all of this, and you'll just make sure everything is checked on and click Import. Like that. When you do that, you'll have your Unity files, which is great. You will have one that says Course Files, one that says Resources, and one that says Text Message File. What you want to do, you can actually ignore these two folders for now. You want to focus primarily on Course Files. And then inside of here, there are 4 different folders. There's one for 2D assets, one for audio, one for lesson activity, and one called Do Not Touch. Do not touch this file. Do not. Please don't. These files are needed for background scripts. But what you're going to focus on for right now is lesson activity. Now, as you can see, I have a couple of lessons already here for you, but the one we're going to focus on today is Unit 2, Lesson 2, or U2L2. Double click on here, and I'm going to double click this right here. If you want to save this scene, I'm just going to click Don't Save because I don't care. And cool, whenever you open this, you'll get this little error message that will appear. It'll say TMP Importer. Really, you just need to import text message file. I'm going to click this Import Essentials. If that is available, I'll click that. Otherwise, I will click Import TMP Examples and Extras. When you do that, text message file will start to update itself. And then from there, I should be able to just X out. And your page will look like one of two things. It'll either continue to stay look like this, and you get an error, or you will see pink text. I'm just going to click on this and see if I can fix it right here. I'm going to click this. I'm going to go here. And no, I cannot fix it. So, if you got a page where you still didn't see any text appear, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back up to the top where it says Assets, and I'm going to see this text message file right here. I'm going to just delete that entire folder. Just delete it. Don't want it anymore. Don't care anymore. When I delete the folder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to where it says Game Object. I'm going to go to 3D Object, Text Message File. So that way I can re-import this into Unity. There we go. Now you saw how when I first did it, this import TMP essential was not there. But when I deleted that entire folder and we brought it back in, it's now there. So now this is here. I'm going to press X here and just delete that. Now I'm going to click on this and I'm going to see if I can get my text back the way I want it to be. I'm going to click here, click this, and I'll change it to bitmap for now. See if I can get my text back. My text is not seem to want to come back, so just let me try one more thing to get it back. And it did not want to come back. That is fine. So here's what I'm going to try before we do anything else. I'm going to see if I can make sure that it's not just the order and layers problem. It does not seem to be. It just seems to not want to work. That is fine. Things sometimes just don't like to work. And when that happens, we just kind of make new ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I'm going to copy it right here. And I'm just going to first just test right here. See if anything's happening. Nothing's happening. Not a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. And go back to 3D object. Text Mesh Pro again. And I'm going to just click this and paste it in. Text looks a little bit faded. That's because I changed it from what it was to sprite. I'm going to go back here and click it back to distance field, and boom, we are good to go there. Next, I'm just going to make this font size smaller, make it like 3, and shorten it by clicking this. I can actually make it a little bit bigger now. And cool, my text is back. Now, one thing you will notice is that you still can't really read it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here with the extra settings, and order and layer, just going to make it at 2. Now I can read it. Awesome. Okay, so now I have text back that I can read. If you want to read this text as well, what you want to do is just the same thing I just did. Click on it. You're going to basically delete it and make a new one. Or honestly, you can just kind of just read it from here, and you should be good to go. What I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to try and make sure that whenever I give you guys these packages, you don't get these text errors. That's going to be a work in progress, so bear with it for just this lesson. The most important thing you need to see when it came to the text is what this text says, because this will help you figure out how to actually work Unity and how to actually navigate and see that your work is done. Now, here's what I'm going to do. This error, do I care about the error? I do not. Cool. I'm going to actually start on this lesson. So, if you read these instructions, it says click here on your scene view, which I'm in my scene view, and double click the component called Intro to C#. So when I click on this object, I see when I clicked on it, monitor got highlighted. And when I go over here, I will see that there is a script called Intro to C#. You want to double click on the faded out text, and Visual Studio will start to open. If you have an error opening Visual Studio, just let us know and we will come around and help you out. So, Visual Studio is open. Your thing might look like this. If it does, on line 9, you will see that there's a little plus icon. Just click that plus, and boom, it expands all the instructions for this lesson. So, the instructions are pretty simple. Honestly, all you have to do is just read what it says. Right here it says in past CS lessons, you've been used to printing out data using the following method, which is in Python, you do print, open parentheses, hello world, close parentheses. The difference in these between C# and Python is just the way the syntax is written. You can read a lot of the other information, but syntax is just the grammar rules, and we're going to change our grammar from Python grammar to C# grammar. Kind of think of it as you're switching from Spanish grammar to English grammar. Like similar, like underlying structure for the most part. It's just the way that things are done is slightly different. So here's what you want to do. You know how to make a print function in Python, but you don't know how to do it in C#. So what you want to do is you want to use your resources and research how to print out information to the console in Unity. To do that, just literally search, go on any web page, open a new tab, and say how to print a message to console in Unity, and you will find one of two things. You will find this scripting API, and then it'll say Unity manual. This is honestly your golden resource for anything inside Unity. Some people also found this video in the symposium. This is also a great resource. Either of those resources are fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one. And you will see that it says debug.log. You can read all this stuff here, but what I like to do is I like to sometimes read the description just so I know what this is doing. But the thing that's really great about the Unity resources is that it actually, if you scroll down, it gives you an example of how to use it. Several examples, actually. If we look at this first example, you'll see some use cases for debug.log. So we know debug.log is the way you can print out something to the screen. And just look down and you will find how they print it out. So you see this say debug.log and then open parentheses, whatever the string is, close parentheses, semicolon. This is an excellent resource. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just highlight this, Control C, go back in here, and you see right here, I want you guys to add the link in here. We'll go here, paste in the link like so. Now, if you find a different resource, place it in anyway. Don't worry about it being correct or not. I just want to see that you got this done. Now that we know that debug.log is the way that you actually want to print out things to the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to, like I said, line 70. So scroll down and get to line 70. And I'm just going to do debug.log hello world, like that. And then at the end, I'm going to do a semicolon. The most important thing about C# and the most substantial difference between C# and Python is the use of semicolon to end every single line. In Python, you could do something like print hello and not close out the line, and that is fine because Python is white space based, and which means that you can literally do that. But in C# it is different. You need to close out every single line with a semicolon. There are very few exceptions to this rule. For the most part, anytime you make a line or do a command inside of Unity, just make sure you close it out with a semicolon. Now when I've done that, I'm going to press Control S and save. Go back to Unity. I'm going to click the Run button. And if I go click on Console and click on this thing right here, I will see that I have Hello World pop up right there. Cool, so I know I did that right. Awesome, so we got to print out Hello World. Now here's what I'm going to do. Keep scrolling, you will see that now that you know how to print out message to console, here's your challenges. Start with the mild, start that on line 75, and just work on completing these challenges here. Mild challenge, print out a string with your name in it. So I'm going to go down to 75, click here, press tab a couple of times, and then do debug.log Kevin Gordon. Close out that line, save it, go back here, and just make sure it worked. Go to run it, and boom, it worked. And just like that, it's pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to go through all these challenges and complete as many of them as you can. On Google Classroom, there will be a scoring sheet which lets you know how many challenges you need to complete to get a B versus an A. Just as a hint, you don't have to complete all of the challenges here to get an A. What you need to do though, you need to complete all the mild challenges, a couple of the medium challenges, and at least one spicy challenge to try and get an A. Vice versa, if you want to complete all the mild and all the medium challenges, you can also get an A. It really depends on how you want to tackle this work, and that's really it. With that being said, that is really all it takes for this video, and that's